Hello, my name is Jerome, and welcome to my RC Construction YouTube channel. Today, I'm going to repair my Lesu SK500 LC excavator. As in my previous video, I showed you the gearing inside of here was stripped. So that was 2 weeks ago. Today in the mail, I received replacement parts. There's 4 of these inside the package. Let me zoom in on the package in case you want to see the part numbers. And 4 of these parts in here. So let me open this up. And this is the part that was stripped last time. So inside of this rear hub, there's 3 of these, and each one has 3 gears on it. And then this front plate has 3 gears on it also. So it's a lot of gearing in there. So let me get started with this. First thing I have to do is remove this top cover. And it's held on by 2 screws. And then this one is held on by 4 screws. I was contacted, I got these parts from Oliver Hobby, who is also connected with Toucan Hobby. And I bought the excavator from Toucan Hobby. But they sent me an email last week saying they were sending me more parts. And in those parts, it's a lot of these and also the little metal gears to go in here. So today I'm going to replace this one, and then I'll probably inspect the other side to see if I need to replace some parts there. But this is what's on the inside of this top plate, and it has 3 gears. And this is the part that was stripped. It has 3 gears on it also, which I am going to remove because I'm going to reuse them. But I want to show you a comparison. And also on top of here was this little metal gasket. So if you can see, if I can get the camera to focus, this is the new gear, and this one on the left side, you can see how the gear, all the teeth are chewed off. So these are all made of the same material. The replacements are made of the same material as the original ones. And the kits that they are sending to me, the second kit, I'm not sure if it's the same material or if it's made out of something stronger. So this is the 3 sets of gears that come out of the hub right here. And it's a lot that goes on inside of here. If you can see this gear in the back spinning, not sure if the camera is showing it or not. Let me zoom in. If you can see the gear in here that's turning, it's turning because I'm using my finger to actually spin the motor that drives this whole system. And then after that, once that motor is turning, you've got 3 sets of these gears that actually reduce that high-speed motor, because this motor spins really fast, down to the very slow movement of this gear here to move the excavator. And I think it's geared down to such a slow speed because this excavator weighs so much, weighs about 45 pounds. So right now I'm going to clean these gears, and I'm going to put some white lithium grease to lube up these gears, keep the friction down, and help them last longer. I did a lot of research on the web, and this Lucas white lithium grease came out to be the best thing in all of the different tests. Unfortunately, it only comes in an 8-ounce tube, and this tube is enormous. So I will probably be using some of this stuff on my automobile and anything else that I need to lube up. So right now I'm going to clean off these gears. Okay, I've got all the gears clean, all the little washers. I'm putting 3 of these in that are brand new because they sent me a total of 4. And I also have this one clean that I'm going to put gears on. And so now I'm going to lube stuff up. And I will put these onto each of these little posts. Now that I have a lot of lube on both sides of these gears, I went to the excavator here and I used a toothbrush and I used it to just go along all of the little grooves here that the gears are going to ride in, just to make sure that I get out any of the ground up particles that may have still been inside of there. So now I'm at reassembly. So the first thing I want to do is the gear inside of here. Make sure to get a lot of lithium grease on that gear. And once that's done, I'll take a set of these and I'm going to insert this inside of here with the 3 gears. Actually, yeah, that's right. You have to twist it a little to get the gears to go. Now, once this is in here, I took the back cover of this off to expose the motor. And I have to twist the motor while pushing on this plate until these gears actually, there we go. It popped down, it went deeper in there. So now the 3 gears that were on the back of this plate have lined up with the single gear of the motor. And then I have to repeat that. So what I'm going to do, take one of these little washer pieces and I have to get that in here over the top of this, because the next set of gears I have are going to ride on it. And also I have to put white lithium grease onto this gear. And again, I take the next set of gears, grab it with my pliers, and kind of twist it around till the gears go. Now, here's the thing with this. I won't be able to spin this motor. Well, let me try it. The other day when I did this, just spinning this motor is not going to allow me to line this up. So I have to turn the excavator on. And now that the excavator is on, I'm going to very slowly push in on this and very slowly start turning the motor from the remote control until this one lines up the same way the first one did. Okay, I think it just went back. If it did not, I'm going to have to take this out and try it again. Since I'm not sure if it did or not, I'm going to pull this back out. And hopefully all three gears come with me. Nope. This may be the hardest part of the whole assembly, is getting all these gears in here. And it's not difficult, it just takes some finessing. So again, this one has the plate. This is the first set of gears, which I was able to do by hand. There we go. So he clearly popped back in there. Now I got the second set of gears. And I used the remote. So he went back. I definitely felt that to move the distance. Put a little plate on here. And I'll get some more white lithium grease. Cover up this gear and put some on a little washer plate. I want everything to be lubed up good. And I take my third set of gears. Finesse them in here. Alright, so now I gotta get him to seat down. I use the remote control slowly. It's not seated. Try it again. I don't want this second one to become unseated, so I'll hold it with this screwdriver. And try it again. Ah, he went in. All right, so I will put the little washer piece in here, add some white lithium grease, and the reason these have to go get seated down in there is because this last set of gears is a front cover plate. If they don't sit all the way down in there, this cover plate won't seat on here to screw the whole thing together. And so with this, I will use the remote, and this plate is now tied up against the hub, and so all of the gears are lined up. And the thing now that I have this in here, I have to get these holes to line up. Where's that other piece? Here it is. So when I put this full cover over here, all of these holes have to line up. And if they don't line up, let's see. Yeah, I can spin this plate, if you can see it turning, to try to get the holes to line up forward and backwards. Another thing to notice, there are going to be 5 screws to go in these holes and 2 screws to go in here. The 2 screws that go in here also have to pass through to line up with this rear hub. So it may be good to take a picture of how this was oriented before you took it off, so you can know how you may need to try to get it back. I don't remember, but I'm going to right now pause and go back to the first little clip I made when I took this off to see what the orientation was. Okay, after looking at the picture, I know I want the orientation to go like this with the 2 holes. So it's very important, well, it's not critical, take a picture in the beginning. And then also what I'll do at that point, I'll just hold this where I know it can be. And when I notice I can see where there are holes, where I can fit screws through both of these 2 holes, it's probably going to be the right location. Okay, so right now I can stick a screw through here and I can stick a screw through here. So I was just holding this up with my hand. So I take this out and look at the rest of these holes, and it looks like screws can go through all of those. So I'm pretty certain that it's lined up and I'll be able to get everything where I need it to be. So I'll start putting some screws in here. And if they're not going, they need to be a little adjustment. Alright. I'm not gonna tighten him all the way down till I make sure the other holes line up too. Oops. So I put 2 screws in, and these 2 still line up. So put one here. Nope, that's the outer screw. So this puts a screw here, 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 and here. I don't like it. I want the screws to be evenly distributed around this hub. So I'm going to put one back here. Tighten that. Tighten that. Tighten that here on the top plate. And they will be evenly tight all the way around. And once this outer plate is put on, it should cause this gear here to turn, which means my tracks will work again. So let's see. There we go. Back in motion. And that's how you repair your tracks on the Lesu. Let me put the track back on. Turn him off. And to do that, I'll put it on the rear fully. Put it on these idler rollers and bring it up to the front wheel. If I can, I will compress this front wheel to get it started. And then I can use my transmitter to start it turning. Let me compress this a little more. And that's it. So right here we have the track motor. Notice the speed at which the track motor moves compared to the track itself. The track motor moves at a very high speed, but the track moves much slower. And that was the purpose of that 4 sets of gears inside of that hub, is just to reduce down the speed of this motor, but also provide enough torque to allow these tracks to move this machine. So that's the end of this. And one more thing, this plate right here, it bolts onto here to protect the track motor and to keep dirt from getting in there. So once I put this plate back on, this repair will be complete. I'm also going to take this side apart, the right track, and I'm going to inspect its gears to make sure nothing is or is getting chewed up inside of there. If it is, I still have 3 of these left, so I could fully rebuild this if I needed to. However, I don't think that's the case. And I also have from Oliver Hobby, they're sending me a full repair kit to replace these and also the gears that go on the back of here. So my track should be functioning for quite a while. When I took the gear out of here, the one that was chewed up, I looked at it under a microscope and it was very porous, which leads me to believe that this was made by taking, I worked at a factory that did something similar to this. We took powder, just regular powder, we would put it in molds and put it under pressure, like 50, 100,000 pounds, and sometimes add heat, and it would come out a solid piece of metal just like this is. And I believe that's how these were made. And so I was talking to one of the guys in the comment, and he was directly sending emails back and forth with Lesu about this problem. And Lesu said they redesigned all of these hub pieces several months ago. So hopefully that's the new kit that Oliver Hobby is sending me. And maybe instead of these composite pieces, maybe it'll be actual steel or solid metal pieces. But that's the end of this video. If it helped you out or you like what you saw, click like. If you got any questions, put them in the comments. And I will always post a video when I find something new that I have to work on this excavator. Peace.